I was looking at Dr. Eric Berg's latest analysis, and honestly, the numbers on high blood pressure are, they're staggering.
Yeah, I mean, it's a massive global crisis for a reason.
Right, but here's the hook. Did you know that 95% of these cases are labeled as essential hypertension? Which, you know, sounds very official.
Essential just means the standard medical classification, right? Like
Yeah,
the pressure is high, but there's no obvious secondary cause, no tumor, no kidney failure.
exactly. But essential in this context really just translates to we have no idea what the root cause is. It's treated as this intrinsic flaw, like bad genetics or just getting older. And that means for millions of you listening, we're not actually fixing the problem. We're just managing a mystery.
Okay, I have to push back there right away. Managing that mystery is what saves lives. Blood pressure is the silent killer, right? So if the medical establishment doesn't have a single root cause, telling people to hunt for one instead of taking their meds seems, well, dangerous.
Mm.
The medications work.
And that is a totally fair point. Let's make this crystal clear right now. Nobody should stop taking their medication without talking to their doctor. Full stop. But the mission of this deep dive today is to explore the physiological triggers we might be completely missing. Because for about 20% of people, the medication doesn't actually work.
Right, okay. So assuming it's not just genetic destiny, what is this hidden mechanism actually driving the pressure up?
So Dr. Berg points to the renin-angiotensin system and specifically how it reacts to vitamin D. It's basically your body's fluid control center.
Okay.
When your vitamin D drops, the system causes vasoconstriction. It literally clamps down on your arteries.
Wait, so you're increasing the physical resistance in the system? Wow.
While retaining fluid at the exact same time.
Wow, so you get a mechanical squeeze and you start holding on to sodium.
Precisely.
But if it's that direct, low vitamin D equals vasoconstriction, why isn't checking vitamin D step one at every single cardiology appointment? That seems like a huge oversight.
Because the clues look environmental. I mean, look at the data. Blood pressure consistently spikes in the winter because the sun angle is too low to get enough UV radiation. And here is the real kicker. People with darker skin are actually twice as likely to have high blood pressure.
Well, sure, because melanin acts as the natural sunscreen, so it blocks that UV absorption.
Right. They need way more sun to make the same amount of vitamin D. So we might be diagnosing a massive nutrient deficiency as a genetic disease.
Okay, I buy the environmental angle. But we can't ignore the diet aspect. Literally every doctor says to cut the salt. Are you saying they're wrong to tell people that?
Not wrong, but definitely missing half the picture. The analysis shows the issue isn't necessarily too much salt, it's a critical lack of potassium.
I mean, sure, potassium balances sodium. We know that.
It's more mechanical than just balance. It powers the sodium-potassium pump inside your cells. You need potassium inside to actively kick the excess sodium out. Without it, the sodium gets trapped, fluid builds up, and boom, pressure goes up.
So when people are called salt sensitive, they're actually just potassium deficient.
Exactly. And you need about 4,700 milligrams a day, which almost nobody gets.
That is a massive amount. You'd have to eat a mountain of bananas or avocados every day to hit that. But what about the actual physical stiffness of the arteries? Does the analysis cover that?
Yeah, that's where magnesium comes in. It acts as a natural calcium channel blocker.
Which is a very common class of blood pressure meds to relax the vessels.
Yes, but here's the nuance we usually miss. People take calcium for their bones, right? But without magnesium and vitamin K2, that calcium doesn't even make it into the bone matrix.
Let me guess, it ends up in the soft tissues.
You got it. In the arteries. K2 is the traffic cop. Magnesium dissolves the calcium, but K2 directs it into the skeleton. Without it, you are literally calcifying your cardiovascular system trying to save your bones.
That is honestly a terrifying image, turning flexible hoses into stiff pipes.
But wait, metabolic health has to play a role here too. Dr. Berg mentioned insulin resistance, but isn't that just a buzzword lately? It's actual structural damage. High insulin from a high-carb diet stimulates smooth muscle cells inside the artery walls to grow.
Wait, so it physically thickens the wall of the artery itself?
Yes. It makes it thick and rigid. You can take all the magnesium you want to relax things, but if insulin has thickened that smooth muscle, the vessel physically cannot dilate properly.
Okay, that connects a lot of dots. So we want to actually transform how we handle this. What is the protocol? How do you fix the root cause?
It's a 4-step plan. Step 1, vitamin D3. He suggests 20,000 IUs a day.
Whoa, hold on. 20,000. That sounds insanely high and potentially toxic. The standard dose is a fraction of that.
It sounds high, but 40 minutes of full-body sun gives you that exact amount naturally. Your body can handle it as long as you have the cofactors.
Right, okay. That puts it in perspective. And those cofactors are what?
Magnesium, glycinate, and potassium, either from a high-quality electrolyte powder or literally massive daily salads to fuel that cellular pump.
And then to stop the artery thickening, you'd need a low-carb diet to drop the insulin,
Yes.
right?
You have to cut off the damage at the source.
It is a really compelling shift. It sounds like we are frequently medicating a simple deficiency in D, magnesium, or potassium, or a carb problem, and just slapping a permanent disease label on it.
It totally flips the script from just managing a symptom to actually resolving the problem for you.
It definitely forces you to rethink the whole silent killer narrative. You're tuning the engine instead of just putting tape over the check engine light.
Exactly. So I want to leave you with this thought to mull over. Are we just blindly blaming salt for the damage that a lack of sunlight and vegetables actually caused?
That is a paradigm shifter right there.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Catch you on the next one.